Imagine that you are standing in front of the most powerful man in Egypt. Your heart is beating fast. You are afraid. You know that this man can hurt you. But you look at him and say, "Let my people go." The man looks at you. He is Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. He does not want to listen. He does not want to free your people. And he certainly does not know that God has chosen you for something much bigger than you can imagine. Your name is Moses. But Moses was not always a brave man. His story began with a baby who should not have survived. Many years ago, the Israelites lived in Egypt. There were many Israelites, and their number continued to grow. Pharaoh became afraid of them. He thought they could become too powerful. So he made the Israelites slaves. They had to work very hard. They built cities. They carried heavy things. They worked under the hot Egyptian sun. Their lives were difficult. But the number of Israelite families continued to grow. Then, Pharaoh gave a terrible order. Every newborn Israelite boy had to be thrown into the Nile River. One Israelite mother had a baby boy. His name was Moses. When she saw that he was a beautiful and healthy baby, she wanted to protect him. She hid him for 3 months. But she could not hide him forever. So she made a basket from reeds. She covered it so that water could not enter. Then she put baby Moses inside. She took the basket to the Nile. She placed it among the plants near the river. Then she left his sister nearby to watch. The baby's sister waited. She watched the little basket move gently on the water. Then something unexpected happened. Pharaoh's daughter came to the river. She saw the basket. She asked one of her servants to bring it to her. When she opened the basket, she saw a baby. The baby was crying. She felt sorry for him. She knew he was an Israelite baby, but she decided to save him. Then Moses' sister came forward. She asked, "Do you want me to find an Israelite woman to take care of the baby?" Pharaoh's daughter said yes, and Moses was returned to his own mother. His mother was able to care for him while he was still young. Later, Pharaoh's daughter took Moses as her son. Moses grew up in the house of Pharaoh. He had a life very different from the other Israelites, but Moses never forgot where he came from. Years passed. One day, Moses saw an Egyptian beating an Israelite. Moses became angry. He tried to stop the Egyptian. After this, Moses became afraid. He knew that Pharaoh could punish him. So Moses ran away from Egypt. He traveled to the land of Midian. There he started a new life. He became a shepherd. He married Zipporah. He had a family. For many years, Moses lived quietly in the desert. Perhaps he thought his story was over, but it was only beginning. One day, Moses was taking care of his father-in-law's sheep. He came to a mountain called Horeb. Then he saw something strange. There was a bush on fire, but the bush was not burning up. Moses stopped. He looked at the bush. "What is happening?" he thought. He went closer. Then he heard a voice. "Moses, Moses." Moses answered, "Here I am." God spoke to Moses. God told him that he had seen the suffering of the Israelites. He had heard their cries, and now he wanted to rescue them. God gave Moses a mission. He said that Moses must return to Egypt. He must go to Pharaoh. He must tell Pharaoh to let the Israelites leave Egypt. Moses was afraid. He did not feel ready. He asked, "Who am I to go to Pharaoh?" Moses also worried that the people would not believe him. He told God that he was not a good speaker. He felt that he was not the right person for this mission, but God promised to be with him. Moses finally returned to Egypt. His brother Aaron went with him. They went to Pharaoh. Moses stood before the king, and he delivered God's message. "Let my people go." But Pharaoh refused. He did not want to lose his slaves. So Moses warned Pharaoh. But Pharaoh continued to say no. Then Egypt began to suffer a series of terrible plagues. The Nile turned to blood. There were frogs. There were insects. There was darkness. There was sickness. Again and again, Pharaoh refused to let the Israelites go. Finally, after the last and most terrible plague, Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron. He told them to leave. The Israelites were finally free to go. They left Egypt quickly. Families walked together. They carried their belongings. After so many years of slavery, they were finally leaving. But they did not know that Pharaoh would change his mind. Soon, Pharaoh sent his army after them. The Israelites were walking toward the Red Sea. Then they looked behind them. They saw the Egyptian army. They were trapped. The sea was in front of them. The army was behind them. The people became terrified. They cried out to Moses, but Moses told them not to be afraid. Then Moses raised his staff. A strong wind began to blow. The sea opened. A path appeared through the water. The Israelites walked across the sea on dry ground. They reached the other side safely. The Egyptian army followed them, but the waters returned. The Israelites were safe. They were free. Moses had led them out of Egypt, but their journey was not finished. Freedom was only the beginning. The people needed to learn how to live together. They needed God's guidance. And soon, Moses would climb a mountain where he would receive something that would change their lives forever. The 10 Commandments. After leaving Egypt, the Israelites traveled through the desert. They were free, but life was not easy. There was little food. There was little water. The people became tired. Sometimes they were afraid. Sometimes they complained. But God continued to guide them. A cloud appeared during the day. At night, there was fire. The people knew that God was leading them. Then they arrived at Mount Sinai. Moses went up the mountain. The people stayed below. The mountain was covered by clouds. There was thunder. There were flashes of lightning. The people were afraid. Moses stood before God. God wanted to make a covenant with the Israelites. He wanted them to understand how they should live. Then God gave Moses 10 important commandments. They were written on 2 stone tablets. These commandments became known as the 10 Commandments. The first commandment was about God. The people were told to have no other gods before him. The second commandment told them not to make or worship idols. The third commandment taught them to respect God's name. The fourth commandment told them to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. The fifth commandment said, "Honor your father and your mother." The sixth commandment said, "You shall not murder." The seventh commandment taught faithfulness in marriage. The eighth commandment said, "You shall not steal." The ninth commandment taught people not to give false testimony against others. And the 10th commandment taught, "You shall not covet." These commandments were more than simple rules. They taught the people how to live. They taught them to respect God. They taught them to respect their parents. They taught them not to steal, not to murder, not to lie, not to take what belonged to someone else. Moses stayed on the mountain for a long time. But while Moses was away, something terrible happened. The people became impatient. They did not know when Moses would return. They became afraid. They went to Aaron. They asked him to make them a god that they could see. Aaron collected their gold. He made a golden calf. The people began to worship it. They celebrated around the golden calf. They had forgotten the God who had rescued them from Egypt. Then God told Moses what was happening. Moses came down the mountain. He was carrying the 2 stone tablets. When he saw the people worshiping the golden calf, he became very angry. He threw the stone tablets down, and they broke. Moses confronted the people. He reminded them of what God had done for them. God had rescued them. God had protected them. God had opened the Red Sea, and yet they had turned away so quickly. Moses went back up the mountain. He spoke with God again. The people needed forgiveness. Moses asked God to continue guiding them. God gave Moses another set of stone tablets. Moses brought them back to the people. The journey continued. The Israelites still had many difficulties ahead. They still had to learn patience. They still had to learn trust. They still made mistakes. But the commandments gave them a guide. They showed them that freedom was not only about leaving Egypt. Freedom also meant learning how to live responsibly. And Moses became the leader who helped them continue their journey. Years later, Moses would see the promised land from a mountain, but he would not enter it. His life had been difficult. He had been a baby in a basket. He had been raised in Pharaoh's house. He had run away from Egypt. He had lived as a shepherd. He had been afraid to speak, but God had used him to lead an entire people out of slavery. Moses learned something important. Sometimes the person who feels weak can become strong. Sometimes the person who is afraid can still be brave. And sometimes you do not need to feel ready before you begin. You only need to take the first step. Moses was not perfect. He made mistakes. The Israelites were not perfect either. They made many mistakes. But their story teaches us that people can learn, people can change, and people can continue moving forward. The story of Moses is not only a story about the past, it is also a story about faith, courage, freedom, responsibility, and hope. And that is why the story of Moses in the Ten Commandments has been remembered for thousands of years. The journey began with a baby in a basket and became the story of a man who helped his people find freedom.